Welcome to the Rewriting Naruto series part 19, a series of videos where I rewrite Naruto, making changes to improve the story for my personal taste. This is just part 19 of a very long series, so definitely subscribe so you never miss any future rewrite videos. Ring the notification bell so you always know when they come out, and like this video to support the channel and the series. The goal is gonna be 1,000 likes. If we get to 1,000 likes within the first 24 hours, next rewrite is gonna come out in a week. Naruto, Yamato, Sakura, and Rock Lee have arrived where Kakashi, Choji, and Ino were fighting Kakuzu, blocking Kakuzu's strike in the nick of time. Kakashi says, "Perfect timing." Ino says, "Sakura, Lee, and Naruto too." Choji says, "Thank goodness, reinforcements." They all seem extremely relieved. Yamato says, "I've never seen you so rough, Kakashi-senpai. This guy must be strong." Kakuzu stares at Naruto, who looks disheveled and worn from all of his training, and says, "The Nine Tails bread has come to me in this state. How fortunate. I will take the 9 tails for our organization, and I'll still have plenty of hearts to harvest." Naruto asks, "Where's Shikamaru?" Choji says, "He's fighting the other Akatsuki. We have to send backup now." Kakashi says, "Normally we would send reinforcements to help Shikamaru, but this guy in front of you, Naruto, he is a problem." Ino says, "And what's worse, since he fused his hearts, his chakra has gotten much more powerful." Kakashi says, "Yeah, we'll need everyone here if we want to stand a chance against him. He said he fought the first Hokage in the past." Yamato looks terrified for a second and says, "What? And he survived?" "Apparently he did." "Then tell us what he can do, Kakashi-senpai." Kakashi then informs the group about Kakuzu's abilities, just like in the original, and then he asks Yamato, "Has Naruto perfected it yet?" Yamato says, "Not yet. He's about 50% done." "I see. However, you'll see that Naruto has come a long way." Naruto steps up and says, "Kakashi-sensei, this time I'll be the spearhead." "Very well then, Ino. Can you use your mind link so all of us can coordinate a strategy?" "Yes, sir." She weaves hand signs and says, "Yamanaka Hidden Jutsu, Mental Binding." All 7 Leaf Ninjas now begin to share a mind link in which they can communicate with each other with their thoughts. Naruto thinks to everyone, "First, I'll test his defenses." He produces 100 shadow clones. One thing to note here is that Naruto does not have the 9 tails eyes like in the original for the Kakuzu fight. He wants to fight here without having to rely on the 9 tails. The clones dash with great speed and begin to engage Kakuzu from all sides. Kakuzu uses his wire-like limbs to hit, grapple, and toss the clones, but they keep coming. They follow up with a barrage of taijutsu while Kakuzu defends himself. Kakashi thinks his speed is much greater now, and he is also using the clones strategically, gathering intel and trying to find an opening. Kakuzu exhales a large fireball that hits and destroys over a dozen clones from his fire mask. Naruto thinks, "This guy is tough. Hitting him with my new jutsu won't be easy." He then says through the mind link, "Sakura, I want to try something. Try to paralyze him for me." Copy that. The remaining 20 Naruto shadow clones jump up and weave hand signs. Sakura weaves hand signs as well. The clones unleash a barrage of wind dragons towards Kakuzu. At the same time, Sakura unleashes her inner self avatar genjutsu, grappling Kakuzu with it. As the wind dragons are about to impact, Naruto says, "Let's see what you'll do about that." The inner self genjutsu is dispelled without warning. Wind style, great wind drift. Kakuzu's wind mask spits a large disc made out of compressed air that he uses like a shield, blocking the wind dragons. As they impact the shield, a shock wave of rapid air hits all Konoha ninjas, and they have to send their chakra to their feet and glue themselves to the ground to avoid being taken away by the powerful gust. Fire style, blazing strings. Kakuzu follows that up by spitting threads of fire from his fire mask, destroying the remaining shadow clones. Kakuzu thinks, "He is stronger than he seems. I shouldn't take him lightly." Sakura thinks in the mind link, "How did he shrug off my genjutsu so easily?" Kakashi thinks back, "The masks that he fused himself with, they are essentially an autonomous being. My guess is that the masks broke the genjutsu you cast on his body. In order for us to completely restrain him, we'll have to do something to his original body and to his masks as well." Naruto thinks in the mind link, "If I hadn't got faster, I wouldn't be able to keep up with this guy at all. Thanks, Bushy Brow Sensei. Rock Lee replies, no worries, Naruto. Yamato says, focus, you two. His next attack is coming. Kakuzu's fire and wind masks open. Hellish Tempest. They spit fire and wind at the same time, and the fire and the wind begin to swirl around each other until a tornado made out of fire is formed. Kakuzu does that 5 times, and 5 fire tornadoes begin to close in on the Leaf Ninjas, burning everything on their path. Yamato weaves hand signs. Wood style. Great wood wall. Water style. Water shield. 5 large wood walls coated in a thick layer of water erupt from the ground. The tornadoes impact them and they explode into fire, steam, and burned pieces of wood that turn into ash. But the tornadoes are stopped before they hit the Leaf Ninjas. Dust and ash cover the entire battlefield. Naruto tells the Leaf Ninjas through the mind link, I think I understood this guy's moves with my clones. I have a plan. Hear me out. Kakuzu stares at the ash and says, so you have a wood style user. Reminds me of Hashirama Senju, though you're not nearly as impressive as he was. Kakuzu hears from within the ash cloud Naruto saying, Shadow Clown Jutsu! He then hears, third gate, the gate of life, open! The ash clears in an instant as pure physical energy overflows from Rock Lee, sending the ash away. His skin gets red and his body is surrounded by chakra. 2 shadow clones stand beside the real Naruto. Naruto says, I'm counting on you, Bushy Brow. Naruto begins to charge a white Rasengan, both clones helping him out with that. Kakuzu says, Taijutsu won't be effective on me. Lee dashes towards Kakuzu with insane speed, breaking the ground beneath him. Kakuzu launches a barrage of fire and wind projectiles, but Lee dodges them all and engages Kakuzu. Lee throws punches, kicks, elbow strikes in a fluid taijutsu combo. Kakuzu uses his wires and extended limbs to defend himself and dodge. Every time Lee throws an attack, rippling shockwaves of compressed air erupt from his limbs due to the sheer speed and power. Yamato joins his hand saying, wood style, deep forest emergence! Large wood tentacles erupt from the ground and target Kakuzu. They give Lee an opening, who manages to break through Kakuzu's guard. As Lee is about to throw a punch at Kakuzu's face, the fire mask opens and unleashes a gargantuan wall of fire that engulfs Lee. Sakura screams, Lee, no! Naruto smiles and says, he's fine, Sakura. Rock Lee appears behind Kakuzu so fast it looks as though he teleported. 4th gate, the gate of pain, open! Great leaf hammer! Rock Lee elbows Kakuzu's head. The impact of the attack cracks the ground around them and sends Kakuzu flying. The wood tentacles surround Kakuzu's flying body, and Yamato weaves hand signs saying, wood style, ensnaring roots. The wood style closes in. Fire style, great infernal blaze. Kakuzu's fire mask spits fire, aiming at all directions, managing to destroy the incoming wood. Kakuzu manages to land on his feet, but Rock Lee doesn't let up. He keeps on advancing and attacking Kakuzu as Yamato keeps his wood style assault. Naruto's Rasengan has now turned into a massive white shuriken spinning with mind-numbing speed. It makes a lot of noise, and all ninjas in the battlefield feel the power oozing from that jutsu on their skin. Kakashi has the same exact flashback he had in the original when Naruto and himself clashed the Rasengans, and when Kakashi stares at Naruto's back, he sees Minato. Kakashi thinks, as I thought, Sensei, he's gonna catch up to you. Wind style, Rasen Shuriken! Kakuzu, still engaged with Rock Lee and Yamato, looks at the Rasen Shuriken and says, I can't let that hit me, or I'll die. Kakashi weaves hand signs and forms a Raikiri. He then says through the mind link, I don't have much chakra left. This will probably be my last combo, Naruto. We have to make this work. We will. Raikiri in hand, Kakashi dashes towards Kakuzu, who's being engaged by Lee and Yamato's wood style. Ino says through the mind link, so you can't throw this jutsu, Naruto? Isn't that name a bit misleading? Naruto replies, I can't, but if I hit him with it, this fight is over. Kakashi engages Kakuzu with his Raikiri, cutting through Kakuzu's wires and working with Rock Lee, who's constantly throwing punches and kicks. As Kakuzu defends himself with fire and wind, Naruto dashes forward, Rasen Shuriken in hand. Kakuzu tosses a massive fireball at Yamato's direction, forcing him to raise a barrier and protect himself. The fireball explodes with extreme force, knocking Yamato prone as the barrier was barely able to protect him. However, while doing so, Kakuzu exposes his flank to Rock Lee, who lands a kick to Kakuzu's stomach. back. As Lee's foot impacts, more of Kakuzu's tendrils erupt from his stomach, piercing Lee's foot and grabbing him. Kakashi severs the tendrils with his Raikiri, freeing Lee, but then Kakashi is captured by them. The wires whip around Kakashi and he can no longer move. Naruto continues to dash forward. The wind mask opens up to finish Kakashi off. Lee forces the mask's mouth closed, but this leaves Lee's guard open, and Kakuzu lands a massive punch to Lee's face, sending him flying away. Naruto gets closer. The Shadow Clones escorting the original Naruto, who is carrying the Rasen Shuriken, go after Lee's flying body so they can stop Lee from crashing. Kakashi can move. His Raikiri is not in range. But then he says, lightning style. Lightning Beast Tracking Fang! Kakashi's Raikiri turns into a lightning hound that leaps out of Kakashi's hand and dashes towards Kakuzu. Kakuzu motions to jump away, but wood tentacles erupt from the ground, grappling him. Ensnaring roots! Kakuzu is hit by the lightning hound. He erupts into lightning. However, Kakashi is still grappled, and Naruto is getting close, carrying his Rasen Shuriken. Sakura and Ino begin to weave hand signs. Kakuzu powers through the pain and aims both fire and wind masks at Kakashi, who can't move or weave hand signs. Two Naruto clones erupt out of the ground, one to each side of Kakuzu, Rasengan in hand, aiming for Kakuzu's sides. Kakuzu is forced to change both masks' targets, and they unleash fire and wind to destroy the incoming clones. Kakuzu is still enveloped in lightning. He looks at the Naruto coming at him with a Rasen Shuriken and thinks, I can't move because of the lightning. I have to stop him now with my masks before he hits me. Naruto is very close. He yells through the mind link, no! Mind transferring jutsu! Ino transfers her mind into Kakuzu's main body. Her real body loses consciousness and she is caught gently by Choji. Ino says to Kakuzu in his own mind, you're not getting away with this. My masks can still move. The fire and wind masks are about to unleash their power against Naruto. Genjutsu! Inner self release! Sakura releases her inner self avatar, catching the fire mask on her genjutsu. The inner self avatar looks to be closing the mask's mouth, just like Rock Lee did before, but this time in a mental battle. Naruto is only a couple of paces from Kakuzu. He aims his Rasen Shuriken up. The wind mask still builds up its attack with an orb of air that is being formed, about to be unleashed and stop Naruto. Kakashi opens his Sharingan wide. Genjutsu. Sharingan paralysis. Looking at the wind mask, Kakashi paralyzes it with his Sharingan. Kakuzu thinks, how could brats like this render me completely still? The inner self avatar screams, go Naruto! Kakashi jumps away, no longer grappled because the masks are under the genjutsus. Ino releases her mind transfer, returning to her body a split second before Naruto makes contact. Rasen Shuriken! The Rasen Shuriken fizzles out. Naruto opens his eyes wide. Kakuzu, now free of the mind transfer, breaks both of his masks from the genjutsu as the lightning around his body fizzles out as well. He grapples Naruto with his tendrils and pierces his chest with them, saying, that was almost good enough, Ninetales, but now you are mine. Naruto's chest bleeds. Kakashi appears and cuts the tendrils with a Raikiri. However, the wind mask shoots a nasty gust of wind towards Naruto as he is about to be released. Kakashi throws himself in front of the wind style attack, making himself a human shield. The powerful gust of wind hits Kakashi's back, cutting deep in a dozen different places. Blood is spilled everywhere and Kakashi is sent flying. His body hits Naruto, who flies with him. Yamato and Sakura, seeing that, jump, trying to grab Naruto and Kakashi before they hit the trees. Yamato grabs Naruto and Sakura grabs Kakashi. Kakuzu then takes a moment of opportunity, looks at Choji, holding Ino in his arms, who just woke up from the mind transfer. He says, I'll teach you not to snoop around anymore, little brat. Kakuzu breaks the wood tentacles holding him with brute force and dashes towards Ino and Choji. Choji gets in the way, expanding his hand and going for a punch, but Kakuzu Kakuzu simply blocks and kicks Choji with a hard counterattack, knocking him to the ground. Ino stands up, waving hand signs, but there is no time. Kakuzu blitzes her and punches her in the face, throwing her to the ground as well and breaking several teeth in the process. Human bullet tank! Choji attacks Kakuzu with his bullet tank, but Kakuzu uses his tendrils to stop the attack and knock him to the side. The fire mask opens, fire style, infernal destruction! A beam of intense fire streaks towards Ino, who's on the ground, barely conscious. She closes her eyes, waiting to die. Choji jumps in front of the beam of fire, expanding his hands and using himself as a human shield. He is burned horribly. The air is filled with the smell of burnt flesh, but he doesn't give up. He stands tall in front of the beam of fire that Kakuzu keeps on shooting and says, "How dare you hurt her like that? I'll never forgive you!" Ino looks up and sees Choji's hulking body protecting her from the fire. Her eyes water and she cries as she sees Choji's Herculean effort and sacrifice. Kakuzu says, "This is useless." The wind mask aims at Choji. Rock Lee punches Kakuzu to the stomach and sends him flying away, stopping the beam of fire and not letting the wind mask shoot. Choji's whole body is horribly burned. Lee says, "I'm sorry it took so long. The fourth gate demands a lot from my body. That punch knocked me out for an instant." Ino looks at Choji's state and she says, crying, "Choji, are you okay? Why would you go that far?" Choji smiles a warm and happy smile that completely contrasts with the horrible state his face is in. And without any hint of pain in his voice, he says, "Don't worry, Ino, this is nothing." Yamato and Naruto join them, followed by Sakura, who's carrying Kakashi. They are no longer mind links as Ino dropped concentration on the jutsu after she got punched. Kakuzu stays at a distance, observing. He thinks, so the Nine-Tails brat put those clones underground when the ash covered the entire battlefield so I wouldn't see it, and waited for the right moment to come out and surprise me. The Yamanaka girl waited for the copy ninja to paralyze me with a lightning style and use the mind transfer when she couldn't miss my core body. And by doing so, she didn't let me break my heart out of the genjutsus. This was all to open an opportunity so that the Nine-Tails brat could hit me with that wind-style jutsu. Kakuzu looks at Naruto and thinks, this look on his face, something tells me this was his plan, the way he leads people. Even though these Konoha ninjas have a wood-style user, the one who resembles Hashirama the most is the Nine-Tails' brat. That's a shame. He would have turned into quite a reward if I didn't capture him today. But now that I've taken the copy ninja out of commission, this should be easy. I doubt the 8 Gates brat can keep going with that intensity. Kakashi is unconscious. He is bleeding profusely. His back is cut in 100 different places. Sakura begins to heal him immediately, and she says, I have to heal him now or he'll bleed to death. Lee drops to a knee. He says, panting, this guy, he was able to withstand the 4th gate while I had loads of backup. Yamato says, I hate to say it, but if Kakashi-senpai's lightning beast didn't kill this guy, our only hope to destroy him is with Naruto's new jutsu. Naruto, with her current chakra, how many more Rasen Shuriken charges do you have? 1. Well, that's great news. I'm sorry guys, I'm not used to this jutsu yet. I can only maintain it for a short while. If I hadn't whiffed last time, you wouldn't have gotten hurt. Naruto hears a voice coming from within. Naruto, you would have hit this guy if you had used my power. Let's kill him together. We don't want to see your friends die because you ran out of chakra. Naruto says to the Nine-Tails, get lost. I'll never use an ounce of your chakra again. The Nine-Tails screams, I will laugh in glee when your friends die. I can't wait to see the gloom on your face. Sakura says, Naruto, are you okay? Naruto snaps out of his conversation with the Nine-Tails and says, yeah, I was just thinking about my failure. Choji says, it's all good, Naruto. We'll get him now. Ino says, no, Choji, you're in no condition to fight. I'll heal you. Come here. Ino, Go help Sakura heal Kakashi-sensei. I have some business to settle with this guy. For Asuma-sensei and for what he just did to you. Choji pulls a box from his satchel. There are 3 pills in it. 1 green, 1 yellow, and 1 red. Choji tosses all 3 of them in his mouth, swallows them, smiles, and says, Naruto, you didn't include me in your last plan. I kindly ask you to do so now. Chakra explodes from Choji's body. The ground around him cracks and his body fat is completely drained as he manifests 2 chakra butterfly wings. The image of his body with all those burns oozing with amazing chakra is quite menacing. Rock Lee smiles and says, I cannot be left behind. My youth is far from being over. 5th gate! The gate of limits! Open! More chakra explodes. Now from Lee, who becomes even redder and his veins pop like never before. Ino begins to heal Kakashi as well and she tells Sakura, you finished first aid, Sakura. Let me handle from here. You have to join the fight. Your jutsu will be more useful than mine in this situation. Sakura nods and stands up. She begins to send chakra down to her fists. Naruto creates 20 shadow clones and they take a battle stance. Kakuzu sees the Konoha team powering up and says, I have to admit, you surprised me. I never expected I would have to take you all seriously. Still, you should be honored. I've only used this form 3 times before. 1,000 tendrils erupt out of Kakuzu's body. They then envelop him, forming a robust and epic metallic gray suit of armor that covers his entire body. Thick wire tentacles that are 5 times longer than Kakuzu then expand from his armor in all directions. The fire and the wind masks can move freely around the suit of armor, and Kakuzu stares at Yamato, Naruto with his clones, Sakura with her fists glowing with chakra, Lee oozing the 5th gate's power, and Choji completely burned but powered up like never before. And then Kakuzu says, this is the form I used to fight Hashirama Senju. Let's see how you measure up against him. Watch part 20 of the rewrite right here. Subscribe to this channel and like this video so we can reach the like goal. Comment below what you thought about this episode and thanks for watching.